Welcome back to Talk 21. It's your
Your
host, Sam Genova, alongside my co-host.
I'm David Vitti. Welcome back.
Welcome
So
back.
welcome back, guys. So right next door we have Petty Fine Foods. Now we just ate a cannoli. There's something about a fresh cannoli
Yeah,
that hits every good spot. Wouldn't you agree?
they are good. They
A
are
little
very good.
sugar, a little zip.
It's delicious,
With
right?
that and espresso, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
so
must.
good. Now, obviously, we're not talking about anything sweet right now. We're talking about some scary things, really. But I want to hear from you guys because when I was writing this the other night, I said, I wonder what these guys are going to think about this. The mortgage renewal shock. Nobody in Canada is ready for. Imagine your mortgage payment jumps by thousands overnight. Welcome to 2026. Now, gentlemen, a lot of people, myself included, were paying a 1.8% mortgage interest
Right.
rate. Then it jumped to 4.5%, some even 5%.
Yeah.
That's thousands every month.
Actually, it jumped to 6.5%.
Well, oh, you're absolutely right. But that was in the highest moment. I'm talking about right now.
Right
in
now, yeah.
2026. We're sitting about what? 4.25?
Yeah, around there. Four.
You can get even something less.
4.5.
Now, start off with this one here. A massive mortgage renewal, all massive mortgage renewals happening in Canada this year. Now, what do you guys anticipate will happen to the people who are going to jump thousands of dollars more a month?
Well,
This happened already, though, right?
uh,
No,
well,
no,
it's-
no, no,
well,
no,
So
no.
now we're back to 2020, 2021, 2019. So this is the third year, probably the last year of the 5-year mortgage
That's right.
that a lot of
You mean that they're coming up for
for
renewal?
renewals.
That's right.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
the
that-
renewal shock no one's ready for.
No,
So-
but the way you said it, you were talking about rates, like the changing in the
No, I
rates.
didn't say rates.
No, no.
It's
you
mortgage
said-
renewal. Your interest rate is going to jump like three
yeah,
times.
if you were at a 1.9 like yourself and now you're
20,
renewing.
18,
that,
2019,
yes.
2020.
I thought you were just talking about rates, but no, yes, it's a big problem, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But
So what is going to happen?
What-
For example, homeowners coming off of ultra low pre-pandemic rates and even pandemic rates because they were still really low and renewing at a much higher rate. What kind of financial stress will this do to families that already had a fixed income rate?
a lot of
huge,
stress.
it's going to be a huge problem.
We're
I'm
seeing it in the office, right?
I'm hoping that that's a problem. That's a problem with what was going on. People were making choices based on these things were like just so false. Like they were overpaying for houses, they were overinflated, and then they were attracted making these moves based on rates, right? And that wasn't a good thing. So now this is what's normal. Like when you come up for renewal and you're paying somewhere around 4%. I've heard rates for like a fixed 3-year you can get for 4, maybe even below 4, and a variable 5-year it's around the same, like under 4, around 4.
No, now they've gone up.
Maybe now with all these different things going on in the
like 60
world,
basis points
but
recently. yeah.
but I don't know. I've got a few deals pending that I know clients have locked in rates at around 4 or just under 4, which maybe they are going to go up. They or
They've gone up
They've
already,
gone
yeah.
up, and there's so many factors. But these are their normal rates. Like this is what people should be accustomed to. There's 1.9, 1.5 was not real, right? That was you
part of the problem.
That's a huge part of the problem. That was why there was a big influx of stuff going on.
So now here's the problem though. People's jobs now are not going to be able to tailor to this refinancing.
Right.
What are the bank's positions on this? If someone now their income cannot handle that increase in interest rate, could they potentially lose their homes?
Well, it's not like really too surprising to see that the amount of power sales have just gone through the roof. So we're not sure what's going on, but the banks are not going to hold all these properties. So there's going to be like drastic measures to see about making ends meet, basically.
So are
right?
we going to see a lot of when a bank sells a home, what's
Power
it called?
sale.
Power sale. Are we going to see a lot more power of
We're
sale?
seeing more of them
seeing a
already.
lot
You
more.
are. So
Yeah.
what does that mean to the market when you start seeing more power of sale?
The banks have already done a lot of things to smooth this over for many years, and now it's done. Like even banks are losing out on properties, right?
There.
Well, if prices have come down so much, and the banks like financed properties that were overinflated, everybody's being affected. Not just the end user. Banks are being like lenders are being affected. No, it doesn't have to be a bank, but a B lender, private money, everybody's is in a negative effect here with this. So everybody's in problems here, not just the end user. I feel bad for the end user, but it's a systematic
Cycle.
area. Like it's everybody's.
So
getting
this is our last year based on 2019, 2020, 2021. That whole 1.8 is gone after
Oh,
this
yeah.
year. Now, are we going to start seeing in 2027 more forced sales coming where people cannot handle the pricing anymore of their home and they have to forcefully sell it, which means the entire market is going to start to collapse again? What do you think?
I think we've been pretty resilient. I think that like unfortunate for the people that can't make ends meet, that we may see more of that power sales. But I think Canadians are pretty smart, and if they know that this is coming, they kind of hold back, and you have to
Yeah,
make
like,
sacrifices.
they're-
You're not going to be doing the dinners. You're not going to be doing the what's it called, the
Not
Uber
gonna be-
Eats.
they're
You're not going to be.
not gonna be
Well,
leasing a
hold on
brand new
second.
Range
no.
Rover.
Yeah.
It's more than that, because not only are your interest rates going up, but the value of your home has significantly dropped. So now you don't even have any equity in it, or not
Yeah,
as
but-
much as you had before.
But you're not. If you're going to keep your house and you can barely make payments, you have to hold back on other things that which Sam is
No,
saying.
no. What I'm saying is they're going to lose their house, and
But
they're going
how
to have to pay.
But if you're only going to lose your house if you don't have a job anymore, right?
Not
Yeah.
really. What about if your job can sustain a $2,000 a month mortgage and now it jumped to $4,000, $5,000?
Yeah, I'm just saying if you can't make it, you can't make it. But we're just saying hopefully you can make it by making some adjustments to your life.
Making
No.
changes.
So you bought a house for $1 million.
Yes.
You were paying, let's say, $2,000 a month.
Right.
Okay. Now, that $1 million home is valued at $700,000, and your mortgage every month went up triple. Not only now you are forced not to sell, you can't sell because you're going to lose your shorts, and you're going to have to pay the bank.
Yes.
People now have to find ways to get the money. So,
Right.
are parents now refinancing their homes?
Okay, like that's a very specific scenario.
Well,
Like
I'm giving you one. Go
Yeah.
for
So for that's a bad scenario. Unfortunately,
Isn't
there
that
may-
average scenario though?
I don't know. I don't think I don't know what segment of the market's got like are going to be out of like underwater totally. We're just saying hopefully it's not that bad, and then people could make adjustments. Like don't lease the Land Rover. Just drive a used Honda Civic. Don't go for dinner. Don't Uber Eats. Like even just groceries,
Sacrifices.
even though groceries is just expensive alone, maybe you skip out on the holiday and maybe you can make ends meet that way. But if you're talking about something catastrophic like that they were at a 1.5
Yeah.
rate and now they're at even a 4 and their mortgage payment tripled.
It's not catastrophic. It's reality though.
No,
That's what's happening.
No, catastrophic isn't you have that much of a mortgage that you shouldn't have had in the first place. That's what I mean by
okay.
catastrophic.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
if
yeah,
you
for
didn't have,
sure.
if you had a normal mortgage, like I don't even know what normal mortgage is.
Yeah, I know.
But
what's
if you
normal.
had like $1 million house,
The
you had a
prob-
$200,000 mortgage, you're gonna be
to-
okay.
Yeah, okay.
To Dave's point is people just stretch themselves right to
That's right.
the current market, and nobody thought about what if.
That's right.
So
That's
now
right.
this situation, if they're in that kind of shape where they're
I-
stretched to the max, unfortunately, probably it's going to be the sad reality that they're probably not going to be able
Well,
to.
because the
make
banks
it.
were borrowing at 1.8. It's
Well,
like
I think
free money.
I think in those severe cases, and if there's a lot of them, it's going to be detrimental to the whole economy. And at that point, I'm pretty certain the banks will be stepping in again, stretching out amortizations again,
Well,
changing
we're at
rates.
30 years or 35.
You can get anything like there's different amortization. I
Okay.
think it goes up to 35, but the whole point is there's going to be something in place if everybody's losing their house.
Yeah, I
like
know.
no, that's something's going to have to.
And
take
also, here's another thing: you also had some time to plan for this because you know that this has been happening for
yeah, like
a couple of years
This has
now.
been 5 years.
So
that
if you're coming into that situation, you need to start thinking, okay, do I sell now, or
figure it away.
figure out, do I sell my car? Do I get rid of this lease? Do
Yes.
I, because cars, they're
car payments are $1,500 a month. Like,
easy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
so you have 2 car payments. Okay, you got to do with one only.
You get rid of the cars.
So
That's
I'm not saying-
$3,000 a month.
Sometimes that's not an option though, because you still have to drive to work.
You
have
don't
no
need
choice.
you don't need
You don't need luxury
brand new car.
for now,
I see
right?
what
Just
you're
buy a used
Anyway,
car.
And I know a lot of people have already went to family and parents, the
Yeah.
bank of mom and dad, and
Yeah.
they've made that they've
Arrangement.
already arrangement. But now if you're still bleeding, like the handouts are going to be gone too. Like like these baby boomers, people that are retiring and helping their kids still at when they're 40 and 50 years old, the kids, like that's eventually going to have to wear out too because they're on fixed incomes and
That's right.
how
the
much
pension
how
and
much
all
you're
that.
going to give, like how much you're going to give to just weather the storm. The storm is not going away for a while, so you need to make substantial changes in your life to sustain the cost of living here.
So I got two more questions and I got a question for the audience. All right. So let's smash through these. Guys, since you guys are agents, active agents currently in this market, how are brokers and agents adapting to this very different change now where people are now in the financial situation that they're in? How are you guys adapting? You as a broker and you as an agent?
We're like everybody else. We're like we're employers and employees just like everybody else, not in the real estate business. So it's like we're doing numbers that are substantially less than what we did in the past. It's just sheer numbers. Like if volume's down, pricing's down, we're making less money. So we're all adapting. It's not like we're immune, like we got immunity to this. We're in the same boat as everybody else. So the mindset that we have here, and most of us, is we didn't leverage ourselves. Even though the market was going crazy, we were kind of like still thinking, okay, this is not gonna last forever either. So maybe that's the only way we were positioning ourselves more. We knew that this is like unfathomable. Like it's like it can't go on like this. So we might have made some decisions based on that, but there are others that haven't, and so like everybody's took advantage of a good situation. So I mean, we're in it just like everybody else. Like, you
Wait,
know, so as a broker, we're trying to minimize our costs and really trying to help each other because we have to bounce things off one another to keep sane because there's a lot of things going on that doesn't make sense, right? So
Yeah.
So, Sam, now Dave answered that really, really well. I have to ask you now the second question because I think this is going to fall right to you. Why financial literacy matters more than ever now, meaning get to the valuable information on social media, not just the fluff. I'm talking about people that when they speak, it's truth. How important is it right now that everyone gets financially literate?
I think it's, in a sense, I think it's back to the old school way. I mean, see the Instagram and all that stuff, I don't pay attention to it, okay? If you want a professional in any field, you talk to a professional. Sit down with your realtor, sit down with your mortgage agents, sit down with your bank, have that conversation with them. And they're the people that are going to put you in the best direction that you need for whatever's happening in your life. So I think it's like anything. You feeling a pain in your back, you go get a massage, or you go need an X-ray. You talk to the professional. It's the same thing in real estate. With your financials, like, you know, get everything like, you know, when I say ducks in a row.
Ducks in a row. I remember the ducks.
And it's been years that we've been talking about this. Like
That's
we've been
true.
talking about this for years. So if you haven't figured this out or tried to figure it out, it's kind of on you. Like there's a lot of information, like the internet, ChatGPT. Like I don't even know. Like there's so
Yeah,
many.
there is.
There's so many
Like, just
things that you can. If you're not sure, just there's
have
so
a
many.
conversation with a
Yeah.
professional that's
Yeah.
in it, right? Like, I mean, I think obviously they're in it for your best interest and somebody that you can trust. Obviously, you're not gonna find some random off Instagram, but I mean, yeah, that would be my advice. I mean, I don't know what
It's
else to
tough.
say.
So here's what we're gonna say. We're gonna include the audience into this last question, and it's more of a fun one, but it's let's put the ducks in a row. So Sam, you're not a real estate agent. You are a car salesman on a fixed salary. Dave, you're a chef at a kitchen, and you're on a fixed income
Right.
salary. If your mortgage doubled tomorrow, maybe even tripled, what would be the first thing that you would cut from your monthly expenses that you feel would be tangible and make the most sense for your mortgage?
Car payment.
Well, no,
for me,
well, it can't be. What about if you and your wife work?
I'd get rid of the car and I'd just buy a used car. I'd get rid of that payment. Right
Get rid
away.
of the payment.
Okay.
I'll get my kids to go to work. No, I'm just joking.
Still a little too young for that. But
Nah, let them. Anyway, no.
What would you do, Dave?
What I would do is obviously cut out the stuff that we used to do more of, like traveling and maybe going out for dinners, and I would hope that would be enough because I've kind of been mindful about where I want to be in my life right now, where I don't want to be that stretched and that stressed out about it. But some people are not always in that situation, right?
You know what's interesting about you guys? You've said this the whole episode now, 17 minutes worth. Not one time have you guys ever said, you know what?
Sell my house.
I'm going to sell one of my assets, like a motorcycle or a sports car or a little trinket, collectible cards. You never once said, I would sell this. You
Well-
would just cut back on things.
Yeah. So
Why wouldn't you guys sell things?
Well, because we're not in a situation that badly. That's a good thing. So like
Right.
we're not in that predicament where we need to sell something.
but let's say that you
And those
are.
kind of assets
Uh-huh.
just keep
appreciate.
appreciating.
No, but if you're in a situation
Yeah,
where
that well,
Yes.
to your point, if we were in a dire strait, yeah, like I would sell my bigger house and buy a smaller house or move to a different area.
or you would even downgrade completely.
yeah, of course. What else are you gonna do, right?
Okay.
But that the problem is, thankfully, we're not in that situation, right? Thankfully, but there's a lot of people that are in that situation, and it's a horrible situation to be in. And yeah, that's why you'll see products on the market, more distressed sales, more power of sales. So I don't know. Like I mean, you know, we're at a situation. We're like, you know, the whole thing being. I'm a chef and he's a car salesperson.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're on a fixed income,
That's right.
The difference is you're still making money, but some people like us or self-employed and people that are just independent contractors
Sure,
out
it's
there,
month to month.
they're basically, there's no guarantee. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you're commission based or sales based, if there's no deals, there's no deals. So we can actually be in a worse scenario than some of these other employments, unless you lose your job, right?
Yep.
Or people are scaling back. So
Yep. Well, guys, I'm going to leave everyone with one important piece. If you guys want to add to this, let me know. Closing piece of this episode is the next few years will not reward reckless buyers. They will reward educated ones. Do you think that it's time not to be reckless and it's time to get smart?
I think that's been happening for a few years now. I don't think anybody's reckless these days.
And I've been telling people not to be reckless even before the
True.
COVID and pricing, these rates
Absolutely.
coming down. I was like, people were saying, oh, like, you know, I can borrow, I can get a mortgage for 1.5%. I'm going to just refinance my house and make investments. And I've kind of always said, be very, very careful, because if something changes,
Don't
you're going to
overdo it.
you're going to be in a big pickle. And that's what a lot of people are in.
And as a producer of the show, I've been not reckless, and I've always been remembering at the end of every episode, we have to tell them where they can find you. And Dave somehow always challenges me on this, and he's thinking about it right now. He says, I can't mess it up now. Dave, at this camera, where can people find you on Instagram?
You can find me at C21 Fine Living Realty.
I almost had it.
No, Realty.
No, no, but you paused.
Oh, it's
Okay. So, C21 Fine Living Realty,
Realty.
Sam,
Sam General Real Estate on Instagram.
and of course, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, and TikTok. Sam has TikTok. Sam, what's your TikTok?
Oh,
Sam Genoa.
Sam General?
Yeah,
There
of
you
course
go.
it is.
you
Until
go.
next time, we'll see you later.
See you
Thanks.
next time.
Bye.